Hello, welcome to the Biomedical Engineering News. I'm your host, Nicholas A. Casado. Grateful to be here. Hope everything is going well out there, enjoying life. Got a big day for you. Today is July 30th, 2021, and it's Friday. Hope you guys are having fun in the world. This is your host, Nicholas A. Casado. We've got some fun things for today. Today we've got urine cancer detection. You can finally do it. Detect cancer from the urine. So this is big news. Breakthrough from MIT. We're also going to talk about Delta variant testing. Live research on the fly. We're going to try to bring some answers. Lower back stretches. So if you want to learn how to stretch, watch the live on YouTube right now. We're going to stretch our lower backs because we've been sitting all day. And some TMS therapy. What does that mean? And listen to find out. Actually, I'm just going to tell you. It's called transcranial magnetic stimulation. There you go. You heard it here first. All right, and what it can do for your OCD or depression. And then we're going to finish up with the biohack of the day. Yeah. The biohack of the day. All right. I've got both mics on. Let's turn that down. Sweet. All right, thanks for... That was probably coming out all weird, but whatever. All right. So, to start things off, let's get going into our first segment, and that is about urine detection. Let me turn down this. All right, so at MIT, there's been a breakthrough, and it's a diagnostic tool that can detect cancer in urine. All right, so this nanoparticle diagnostic tool can detect cancer in urine, and it's not specific what type of cancer. Tracing. All right, so let's just get right into it. The tool is invisible to the naked eye for at least 100 nanometers wide. It can be modified to work as an imaging agent to highlight a confirmed cancerous tumor's location from a scan. Alright, if cancer is found, the patient could be given a nanoparticle to ingest before undergoing a positron emission tomography, PET scan, to find the source of the disease. Alright, so the tool would work combined with a radioactive tracer compound called copper-64. That's initially usually swallowed, inhaled, or injected, which detects cancer cells and tracks the path to their source. Alright, so if you see on the screen, there's this nice little diagram about the multimodal nanosensor and then the tumor module. And then, so we're detecting the nanosensor through the urine, and then going back over it with the medical imaging to Alright, so they saw it's especially Professor Sanjita Bhatia saw it especially suited for evaluating patient response to treatment and for long-term monitoring of recurrent tumors, particularly for colon cancer. Well, that's pretty easy. I mean, colon cancer, it's... I guess maybe it's not in the urinary tract, is it? Yeah, totally is. Alright. So, this study showed the nanoparticle traced the spread of metastatic tumors to the lung and liver in mice. So, this is a really broad... Let me get a... So, this... This is a really broad sensor intended to respond to both primary tumors and their metastases, Bahita said. It can trigger a urinary signal and also allow us to visualize where tumors are. Those patients could be monitored with the urinary vision of the test every 6 months, for instance. So if the urine test is positive, they could follow up with a radioactive version of the same agent for an imaging study that can indicate where the disease has spread. We also believe the regulatory path may be accelerated with both modes of testing, leveraging a similar formulation. All right. So Glimpse Bio is a startup that spun out of the lab. And the study, which has been published in journal Nature Materials, proved the dual success of the nanoparticles using mice. Is there no link to the publish? That's lame. Euronews.next, boo. But, whatever. I think we got enough out of that one. Alright, flowing gently into the next segment. This is the Delta variant. So if you guys have been paying attention to anything, they are saying this Delta variant is the worst of the worst. And Vox says, how much worse can the coronavirus get? Well, the virus keeps evolving. Here's what scientists do and don't know about the future of COVID. Alright, so the Delta variant of the coronavirus is here, and it's scary. It seems to spread more easily. Sad air horn. Alright. Alright, this is a fear-mongering segment. I haven't played that in a bit, but here we go. Alright, scary. It seems to spread more easily than any of the variants we've seen so far. It's quickly becoming the dominant strain of the virus, out-competing other strains, but it's not the last. Watching news about Delta, I keep wondering, what's next? How might SARS-CoV-2, the coronavirus that causes COVID-19, continue to evolve? Alright, so... Well, it's just more fear-mongering. I think anyone who gives you a definite answer is probably full of it. I think people are starting to get the idea that the pandemic is mostly over. I wouldn't count the virus out at this point. This is expected. Viruses evolve. Alright. It has acquired mutations that allow it to quickly replicate in a person's body. This is just nothing, very vague. Very vague. Alright, in the case of the Alpha variant, which started to make headlines around the start of the year, Goldstein says there was no mutation. It changed to the virus's spike protein, which likely allowed it to bind more tightly to human cells. But is that why the Alpha was so contagious? We really don't know. But here there are all these other mutations Alpha has. We don't understand what they do alone, let alone in conjunction with each other. These are the sort of complications that make some virologists feel a sense of awe about their work. Alright, on the screen, these three concepts that describe how viruses can evolve: transmissibility, capacity to affect people, virulence, the severity of symptoms, and immune escape, the ability to evade immune protection such as antibodies. Alright. So it's just painting a great picture about it's going to spread and there's all this, but hey, there's good news that scientists are learning. The vaccines available are holding up against the variants, but it's possible that the future of the virus will evolve so that the vaccine is less effective. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are paying attention, they keep saying, 74% of this 900-person Delta cluster in Massachusetts are vaccinated, and the CDC is freaking out. Why are all these people testing positive and whatever? Well, according to an internal CDC document first obtained by the Washington Post Thursday evening, data on province Massachusetts cluster showed that vaccinated people carried surprisingly high levels of this in their noses and throats. Alright, so let's look at this, because this is the pharynx that... Alright, let's just...
A small part of Americans are experiencing breakthrough infections of coronavirus, which is when a fully vaccinated person tests positive for COVID-19.
Compared to unvaccinated individuals, fully vaccinated individuals have a 95% less chance of becoming infected, and that's terrific. So these vaccines
Alright, so breakthrough. That video's lame, but let's just play a little bit more.
work very, very well.
Senior Director
But
of
breakthrough
Infection
infections
Prevention from
happen.
Johns
This is
Hopkins.
Dr. Lisa Maragakis. She leads research in infection prevention at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. She says these breakout infections are happening for a number of reasons.
First, I would point to waning immunity. So many people were vaccinated now, maybe 9 months ago in some cases, and immunity does wane over time. So it's certainly possible that people are becoming a little bit more susceptible as time goes on. The second factor that's happening is that we have new variants circulating. And so the Delta variant is one of these that has rapidly taken over in many parts of the world, and certainly here in the United States as well. More transmissible, causes, in some cases, more severe disease, and seems to also be...
Alright, super vague. Super vague. More transmissibility, weakened immune systems, more variability. But what about the nose? The deep nose. Alright. Emphasize the vaccines. Decline to comment. Just gonna search for it. We really need to shift toward a goal of preventing serious disease and disability and medical consequences, and not worry about every virus detected in somebody's nose. Yeah, right. What? Wait, what? It's hard to do, but I think we've had to become comfortable with coronavirus not getting away. Just, yeah, that's how they end it. That's the only mention of the nose that they have. Maybe if they... Yeah. Just a goose chase, guys. Alright. But, here, we're going to do a quick search. How to test for Delta variant. Yep. This is how South Dakota tests for the Delta variant. South Dakota testing centers send samples to places like Public Health Lab and Pierre and like some commercial labs or CDC to identify if it's a Delta variant case. Even though not every positive case undergoes testing to see whether it's not the Delta, officials say that indications suggest the Delta variant is currently the dominant strain. So let's look up the Public Health Lab in Pierre. Okay. Delta. All right. South Dakota Department of Health. June 30th. All right. So B16172 variant, the Delta variant, verified by an Iowa State laboratory. How did they detect it though? Is it PCR? Oh boy, let me fix my camera, it just died. I'm back, guys. I hope you missed me. Alright, I'm just checking to make sure everything's live. Cool. And if you're chatting in the chat room, I'm also there. Alright, I think I'm ready to get on to the next. Okay, thanks for being patient. So let's get back to lower back stretches, and this is going to be fun. I'm going to try to do something live. I don't know if I can do it. And my room's a little bit messy right now. But I was just looking through what to read and came across this fun little article from CNBC saying a Harvard-trained sports medicine doctor shares a super easy stretch she does every day to relieve lower back pain, and I like it. Pandemic has not been kind to lower backs. A Gallup poll conducted in January found that 56% of American employees were always or sometimes working from home, while another survey found that 18% of Americans said they had 7 hours of daily sitting time to their day. All right. Oops. Okay, so here we go. Hunched over computers. You already know the deal. So this is the first one. Standing lower back extension stretch. So, who's this person? Harvard trained sports medicine. Is this, they don't even say her name. This is not cool. Alright, whatever. Alright. I love this stretch because it helps relieve spinal discs that are under pressure due to prolonged sitting. You can do it 3 or 4 times a day or whenever your back feels tight or sore. Alright, so number 1, stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Keep your head and shoulders neutral and relaxed. 2, place your hands on top of the pelvis or your hips like you're a bossy person. Keep your knees straight as you slowly and gently extend your spine in a slight backward arc. Think of it as a small standing back bend. Hold the position for 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly return to a starting upright position. Repeat 5 times and aim to extend slightly further each time. Oh man, I don't even need to show you, but I could. Let me... Alright, if you guys can see, I'm standing up. Do a live demo. Hopefully this isn't too big of a deal. Alright, here we are. Okay, here we go. And if you guys can see them, 5 seconds, relax. 5 seconds, relax. Yeah, that's good. I don't know. Not really seen too much of it, but fun to try. Now, what I want to do... Oh wait, there's a modification. Alright, here we go. You can get more out of the back stretch by adding a chest movement. Instead of putting your hands on your hips, reach your arms and hands straight above your head. Or you can put your hands behind your head with the elbows pointing out to the side. Then complete steps of 3 or 4 as noted above. Alright. Straight or... This can help tighten chest muscles and prevent shoulder hunching. Oh, I love it. Let's turn a little bit of lo-fi while I do this. I hope you guys are doing this with me. Go do it at home. Come on, don't stop. Oh boy, that was good. Not sure if I like the arms up or behind the head more. Yeah. Don't go too far, guys. You could hurt yourself. Alright, let's move on to our next segment. TMS. Alright, TMS, I got a buddy that was saying, hey, the psychiatrist is trying to put me on this. And I said, wow, that's kind of cool. Let's check it out. Why don't I know about this? Well, it's called transcranial magnetic stimulation, and it's where it's a non-invasive procedure that uses magnetic fields to stimulate nerve cells in the brain to improve symptoms of depression. That's what Mayo Clinic says is typically used when other depression treatments haven't been effective. So it involves delivering repetitive magnetic pulses. So that's why it's called repetitive TMS, or TMS. So if you can see, there's a device, electromagnetic coil, magnetic field, and they're just shooting it right into the brain. Now, I was wondering, how can you be so specific and target these places? Apparently they know what they're doing. But I was watching a video. I wanted to, see what the risks were. I try to tell them, give it a try, see what it feels. But sometimes, you can just see testimonial stuff and just know. Because I was reading the comments of, they're like, TMS causes permanent tinnitus. It literally helps against tinnitus. What are you talking about? It caused my tinnitus. These are 30. Those 30 articles are... Oh, yeah. You wrote this comment 3 months ago. Didn't explain it, but now you responded. Yep. Permanent tinnitus. The comments are funny, though. It really changed my life. I'd recommend it to anyone who feels like there's no other option. Cool. Yep, so that's what they say after meds. And I don't know, watching the process, it looked a little bit confusing, I guess, right? So they put this little thing around them.
Right here. I'm just going to adjust your head slightly.
Yep. Lasers and head pieces, and oop, there comes the laser. And yep, there. So there is some calibration, I guess, and it's pretty she looks pretty nervous and looks pretty uncomfortable. And then they show here with this whole headgear on, stick it right on the side of her head, and then he has her